Advice presented in this videotape on acupressure therapy is not meant to replace proper medical care. It is essential to consult with your physician before beginning this or any exercise program. The producers, authors, distributors, and participants disclaim any liability or loss, physical, personal, or otherwise, resulting from the ideas and suggestions presented in this videotape.
I take care of a baby all day long, and it's a lot of wear and tear on the body just to pick her up and take care of her.
When I'm driving for a long time, after a while I find it's hard to turn my head from side to side, and I get a pain like a real toothache in my neck.
Everybody says golfing is the worst thing for your back. When you have back pain, it's tough to move. You can't, if you're laying down, you can't get up very quickly. If you're in a sitting position for a while, your back gets locked and you can't move. You can't get up too well.
The pain affected me in many ways. I couldn't travel, I couldn't go out in our sailboat, I couldn't go to work. All these various areas affected me.
Oh, yeah, come on, one more. That's you. Oh!
You don't need to be an athlete to know the heartache of muscle pains and strains. We sit behind a desk all day answering the phone or working on a computer, and our neck and shoulders become tense and painful. We drive long distances in our car, and our back aches. Housework, yard work, or taking care of young children can strain muscles we didn't even know we had. We've tried all the muscle liniments and over-the-counter medications, but we find they don't seem to get to the root of the problem. If we consult with a doctor, we're advised to take anti-inflammatory medications or muscle relaxants. Even when they do work, we don't want to rely on them on a daily basis. Most of us don't have the time or money to spend on professional health care every time our muscles hurt. So besides living in pain, what can we do? The solution lies in the ancient medical system of acupressure, a method of relief employed by physicians for over 1,800 years. When well nourished by our circulatory system, our muscles are warm, relaxed, and flexible. When stressed by poor posture, repetitive motion, or overuse, blood flow diminishes and our muscles become tense and painful. Acupressure relieves pain and tension and brings about relaxation by increasing blood flow to injured and overused muscles. Increased blood flow warms the muscles, causing them to become looser and more flexible. Unfortunately, most of the important points for relaxing major muscle groups are in hard-to-reach places and need to be pressed by someone other than yourself. This video will teach you how to find and activate your pressure points on your own by using the unique ball technique. Pressure point balls will work best, but tennis balls or lacrosse balls will do just fine. You are about to learn how to find and activate 20 acupressure points, known for their importance in relaxing major muscle groups of your body. With anatomical illustrations and easy step-by-step instructions, finding the general area of the point is easy. The exact location is found by feel. Acupressure points have a distinct achy sensation when pressed. Once you find the points, you'll be shown how to activate them by positioning the balls, one under each point, and slowly lowering your body weight onto them. When the balls are correctly positioned, the points will react to the pressure by eliciting an achy sensation. Oftentimes you will feel this sensation radiating outward from the point and into adjacent muscle groups. Next, lie back and let gravity do the work. Within 20 seconds to a minute, you'll feel the ache gradually diminish and the muscles around the point relax. Sometimes, especially in the case of muscles that have been chronically tense, the sensation from the point will take longer to diminish. In other cases, the sensation from the point can be intense and bordering on pain. If you find this to be the case, take some of your weight off the balls and reposition yourself slightly. Remember, acupressure should never cause pain. The first pressure point is located in the middle of a large depression found just below the base of the skull. To find the point, reach behind the back of your head and feel for a hollow. The center of this hollow is pressure point number 1. Lie down on your back with your knees bent and place a pressure point ball in your palm, positioning it underneath the point. Slowly lower the weight of your head onto the ball until you notice an achy sensation. If you don't feel the ache at first, adjust the position of the ball slightly until you do. When you feel the ache, breathe deeply, exhale slowly, and let your head relax onto the ball. The achy sensation should diminish within 30 seconds to 1 minute. This point is particularly useful to those who experience headaches, neck pain, or have difficulty bending their neck forward to look down. For those who suffer arthritic conditions of the neck and shoulder areas, or whiplash injuries, you may need to spend additional time applying pressure to this point. Keep in mind that the more chronic a condition is, the more applications of acupressure will be needed in order to relieve the pain. The muscles influenced by pressure at this point are the trapezius and occipitalis. Pressure point number 2 is also at the base of your skull. This point is located on both sides of your neck. To find the point, first place your index finger on the bony protuberance behind your ear and then slide your finger approximately 1 inch toward the center of your neck until it falls into a depression. It's a large area and it's hard to miss. The point is at the center of the depression. Now, repeat the procedure on the other side of your neck. After finding the point on both sides, place the pressure point balls into the palms of your hands and position them against the points. Slowly lower your head down onto the balls until you feel the ache. If you feel you need additional pressure on the points, use your hands positioned under the balls and apply upward force. These points are useful for treating headaches, arthritic conditions of the neck and shoulder region, and neck tension. They are the points of choice when you find it difficult to turn your head from side to side. The muscles affected by this point are splenius capitis, trapezius, and the sternocleidomastoid. To find pressure point number 3, reach across your body and feel for the bony ridge on the top of your shoulder blade. The point is located just above the midpoint of the bony ridge. Apply pressure with your finger until you find the area that produces the most ache. This is where the point is located. Lie down on your back, elevate one of your shoulders, and position one of the balls under the point. Repeat the process on the other shoulder. Once the balls are in position, cross your arms over your chest as if you're hugging yourself. For older individuals, or for those with limited mobility in the neck region, it may be more comfortable to place a pillow under your head to avoid excessive arch in your neck. When activating these points, you may feel the ache radiate to the base of your skull. As with all of the points, this sensation will diminish as your muscles become more relaxed. These points are most important for relieving shoulder tension associated with long days answering phones, doing desk work, or hunched over a computer keyboard. The muscles affected by pressure point number 3 are the trapezius. Pressure point number 4 is located just below your shoulder at the center of your upper arm. To find it, first locate the bony tip of your shoulder. Next, position your hand so that the edge of the index finger lies along the tip of the shoulder. The pressure point is located in the center of the upper arm, just beneath the first knuckle of your little finger. One way to activate this point is to lie down on your side and place the ball under the point. Once in position, slowly lower your weight onto the ball until you feel the ache. Once the ache diminishes, repeat the process on the opposite side. If you find the pressure of the point too intense or the position uncomfortable, you can also activate this point in a standing position using the wall or door as resistance. This point reduces pain and increases the range of motion in the shoulder joint. It is the point of choice if you have difficulty raising your arm out to the side. It is very useful in the rehabilitation process for people suffering from arthritis conditions or tendinitis in the shoulder region. The muscles affected by this point are the deltoids. Pressure point number 5 is located behind your shoulder directly above the crease that forms when your arm is flat against the side of your body. To find the point, place your index finger on the tip of your shoulder. Slide your finger down over the back of your shoulder until it falls into the depression just above where the crease ends. Apply pressure to this point by lying on your side and positioning the ball under the point. Ease your weight onto the ball until the point is activated. Breathe deeply and exhale slowly, letting the ball sink into the muscles. Once the ache of the point diminishes, repeat the process on the other side. You can also activate this point against the wall or a door. This is another point useful for its effects on the shoulders. If there is an affliction of the muscles associated with this point, you will experience pain or discomfort when you pull your arm backwards in activities such as racket sports, pulling on the cord to start your lawnmower, or rowing type exercises. The muscles affected by this point are the deltoids, teres minor, teres major, and infraspinatus. To find pressure point number 6, first place your finger on your collarbone and follow it outward until it comes to rest in a cleft near its end. The point is located approximately 2 inches directly below this cleft in a depression. Since this point is easy to reach, you can apply pressure to it with your thumb or finger. If you have difficulty pressing hard enough with your thumbs, you can use the balls instead. To do so, lie on your stomach and place the balls under the points and slowly lower your weight until you feel the ache. These points can be activated one at a time or simultaneously. This point relieves conditions that prevent you from comfortably raising your arm out in front, such as when you do push-up type exercises or pick up your child. It relaxes the major muscles of your chest and the anterior deltoid muscle of your shoulder. The muscles affected by pressure point number 6 are pectoralis major, pectoralis minor, and anterior deltoids. The next group of points runs parallel to the spine from the base of the neck to the lower back. All of these points are located in a muscular groove formed by large muscles that run down your back. Since these pairs of points are located on both sides of the spine, it is easy to activate them both at the same time. To move the balls from one set of points to the next, take some of your weight off the balls by bridging up on your elbows slightly and rolling the balls down your back to the next set of points. The muscular groove that runs parallel to your spine will guide the balls naturally. Pressure point number 7 is found midway between the end of your shoulder and your spine. Its paired point is on the opposite side of the spine in the same location. To find pressure point number 7, reach your hand across your shoulder and feel for the bony ridge on the upper border of your shoulder blade. Run your finger along the ridge toward the spine until you come to its end. The point is located just off the end of the bone. After finding the general location of the points, lie down on the floor with your knees bent, lift one of your shoulders off of the ground and place the ball under the point on one side. Repeat the process on the opposite side of the spine. The distance between each ball and your spine should feel equal and at the same level. Once you feel the ache of the points, lay your head back and relax onto the balls. As with pressure point number 3, if you're older or experience discomfort laying your head back, place a pillow under your head to avoid excessive neck arch. You can also activate this point in a seated position by placing the ball behind you in a high back type chair and gradually leaning into it. This point is useful for people who have discomfort in their upper back and neck area from working long hours behind a desk or the wheel of a car. This pressure point affects the trapezius, rhomboids, serratus, and sacrospinalis muscles. Once the ache diminishes from pressure point number 7, take some of your weight off the balls by bridging up with your elbows. Next, roll the balls down your back approximately 2 inches until you are midway between the upper and lower border of your shoulder blade. Take the weight off your elbows and slowly lower yourself down. Make the necessary adjustments until you feel the point. If you desire additional pressure, cross your arms in front of your chest. Breathe deeply and exhale slowly while the balls relax into the muscles. This point can also be activated in a seated position. This point is particularly useful for relaxing rhomboid muscles, which keep your shoulders from hunching forward, the trapezius muscles, which keep your shoulders high, and the sacrospinalis muscles, which keep your back straight. Once the ache diminishes from pressure point number 8, take some of your weight off the balls by bridging up on your elbows again and continue rolling them down your back until you come to an area approximately 1 inch below the lower border of your shoulder blade. Gradually lower your weight down onto the balls until you can feel the points. You can also activate this point in a seated position. Along with freeing upper body rotation, this point also relaxes the muscles along the spine that bear much of the stress of daily living. Left untreated, chronic tension in this area will lead to postural changes and weaknesses. One example is the hunchback condition people develop as they age. Keep this area loose and relaxed, and you can help to avoid such conditions. This point is also very useful in treating low back pain and tension. This point affects the muscles latissimus dorsi, serratus, and sacrospinalis. To find pressure point number 10, sit upright and spread your thumbs and first fingers in a U shape. Place the edges of your first fingers along the lower border of your ribs in front and the edges of your thumbs on the lower border of your ribs in back. Apply slight pressure and move your thumbs toward your spine until you feel the natural groove between the muscles. The points are now under your thumbs, level with your navel, and in line with the previous points. Bend your knees and let them fall comfortably to one side. Place one ball beneath pressure point number 10 on one side and repeat the process on the opposite side. Slowly lower your weight onto the balls until you elicit the now familiar achy sensation. Breathe deeply and exhale slowly as the muscle relaxes. If there were one most important acupressure point for relieving back pain, this would be it. It's known for reducing muscle spasms in the lower back as well as pain and stiffness from arthritis. It's also a major point for treating the nerve pain known as sciatica. This point can also be activated in a seated position. The affected muscles are the latissimus dorsi, sacrospinalis, and quadratus lumbarum. To find pressure point number 11, sit upright on your knees and place your hands on your sides so that your thumb is on your back and your first finger is on the front of your hip, both following the upper border of your pelvic bone. Move your thumbs toward the center of your back along the edge of the pelvic bone. Pressure point number 11 is in a muscle groove that you'll feel on either side of your spine in line with the previous points. Bend your knees and let them fall comfortably to one side. Place one ball beneath pressure point number 11 on one side and repeat the process on the opposite side. Slowly lower your weight down until you feel the points. This point can also be activated in a seated position. If there is a muscle imbalance between your abdomen and back, it is usually reflected here. Observe the posture of someone with a pot belly. See how the weight of their abdomen pulls their spine forward in an excessive arch. Their abdominal muscles are too weak and their back muscles too tense. By relaxing the back muscles around point 11 and increasing the strength of abdominal muscles, back pain can be eliminated. Pressure point number 11 affects the sacrospinalis, quadratus lumbarum, and psoas muscles. To find pressure point number 12, sit upright on your knees and place your hands so that your thumbs rest on the dimples formed by the junction of the large bones of your low back area. Now, slide your thumbs downward until they come to rest in a depression alongside your tailbone. This depression is pressure point number 12. Place the balls under the point on each side and slowly lower your weight down. Adjust the balls until you feel the ache. This point is particularly useful for pain emanating from the lower spine and into the buttocks. Golfers in particular tend to have recurrent problems in this area because all the force of a golf swing comes from only one side of the body. This creates a muscle imbalance in the lower back and hip area that often leads to injury. Problems also occur in this area when people do a lot of bending and stooping, such as when they're weeding the garden, shoveling snow, or caring for a baby. The gluteus maximus and sacrospinalis muscles are directly affected by this pressure point. To find pressure point number 13, look for the hollow on the side of your buttocks when you're in a standing position. The point is located at the center of the hollow. To activate the point, lie on your back with one leg straight and the other leg bent at the knee. Place the ball under the point of the straight leg. Slowly roll to the side and onto the ball until you can feel the ache of the point. Place the second ball under your tailbone to help hold yourself up. Because the muscles here have many layers and are quite dense, the ache of this point will take longer to diminish. Activating pressure point number 13 relaxes the entire hip, buttocks, and lower back. It is also the point of choice for treatment of sciatica pain or pains traveling down the side of your legs. The affected muscles are the piriformis and gluteus maximus. Pressure point number 14 is located on the outside of your upper leg. To find it, lie flat on your back with your hands and arms flat against your sides. The point is at the tip of your middle finger at the center of your outer thigh. To activate the point, lie flat with one ball in your hand and place the ball against the point. Bend your knees and roll the weight of your legs onto the ball to produce the ache. This point also relieves sciatica or pain traveling from your hip to the outside of your leg. It is useful for those who strain the outside part of their legs playing sports in which there is a lot of directional change or side-to-side movement. Once the ache diminishes, repeat the process on the other side. The muscles affected by this point are the vastus lateralis. Pressure point number 15 is found at the center point of the crease located between your buttocks and upper leg. To activate the point, sit with your knees bent and your legs spread at a 45-degree angle. Place the balls beneath the points, slowly straighten your legs, and lean forward until you feel the ache of the point. This point is usually sensitive to pressure. A strong sensation is fine, but don't forget that it should not be painful. You can control the amount of pressure by modifying the angle of the knee bend and how far forward you lean. Some people feel the sensation from activating this point all the way down to the back of their knees. If this happens to you and you find the sensation uncomfortable, bend your knees more and lean forward less. Pressure point number 15 is the main point for relaxing muscles of the back of your legs known as the hamstrings. When someone has back pain, the muscles of the back are often contracted, which causes an upward pull on the pelvis and puts extra tension on the hamstrings. Activating this point will relax the hamstrings directly and the back muscles indirectly. If you experience back pain or have difficulty finding the point, you can also activate this point in a chair by placing the ball under the point and sitting on it. Tucking your leg underneath the chair will increase the pressure at this point. The affected muscles are the biceps femoris, gluteus maximus, and abductor magnus. Pressure point number 16 is located approximately 6 inches below the previous point in the crease between your upper leg and buttocks. To find it, first stand up and place both hands behind your leg with the little finger of your upper hand at the edge of the crease. Place the little finger of your other hand next to your index finger of your upper hand. Pressure point number 16 is at the edge of the index finger of your lower hand at the center of the back of your leg. To activate the points, sit with your legs straight out in front and place the balls in the palms of your hands. Position the balls under each point while leaving your hands under the balls. Straighten your knees and lean forward until you feel the points. If you need additional pressure, provide upward force with the palms of your hands. This point can also be activated in a chair. As with pressure point number 15, this point is very useful for back problems as well as hamstring tightness. Muscle tears and pulls are common in this part of the body. These injuries are caused by overextension that occurs when you lose your footing or push yourself so hard that you drive the muscles beyond their physical limits. This is the point of choice for preventing such injuries. The affected muscles are biceps femoris and abductor magnus. To find pressure point number 17, stand with your heel raised off the floor and feel for the V shape directly below where the calf muscle divides. This point can be activated with either thumb pressure or by using the balls. To apply thumb pressure, grasp your leg from the side with your thumb resting on the point. Squeeze until you elicit the achy sensation. Maintain the pressure until the ache diminishes. To activate pressure point number 17 using the balls, sit on the floor with your legs out straight in front. Place the ball under the point, one on each leg. Lift your heels off the floor and apply downward pressure. If you want to increase the pressure at this point, cross one of your legs over the other and rest it on top. The extra weight of the leg will increase the pressure. This is the point of choice for problems affecting your calf muscles and your Achilles tendons. It is a well-known point for stopping leg cramps and increasing the range of motion of the calf muscles. For this reason, it's invaluable when used prior to athletic workouts involving running or jumping. If you suffer from calf muscle cramps, this point should help considerably by increasing the blood flow to the lower leg muscles. Pressure point number 17 affects the gastrocnemius and soleus muscles. Pressure point number 18 is another good point for the lower leg and is found in a depression 1 inch below your knee on the outer face of your shin. To find the point, bend your knee and feel for 2 bony protrusions on the lower outside of the knee. Place your index finger and middle finger on these protrusions. Slide your finger into the notch between protrusions, then slide slightly down until your finger falls into a depression. To activate this point, sit on the floor with one leg crossed in front of your body and position the ball under the point. Using the arm on the same side of your body, apply downward pressure until you feel the ache. In acupressure theory, this point is thought to affect every muscle in your body. It is known for increasing the strength and endurance of the entire muscular system, especially the leg muscles. This is another point where sciatica pain tends to radiate, and pressure upon the point will bring relief. It is also the point of choice for relieving shin splints and leg pain resulting from an ankle sprain. The muscles affected are the extensor digitorum longus and the peroneus longus. Pressure point number 19 is located between two large muscles on the inner face of the thigh, about 4 inches above the knee. To find the point, sit with your knee bent at a 90-degree angle and flex your foot upward. Slide your thumb into the depression that is present between the two large muscles. Apply thumb pressure to find the exact location. Pressure point number 19 can be activated at the same time and in the same position as the previous point. Rather than using the ball to apply pressure, use your elbow by placing it against the point and slowly leaning into it. This way, the downward pressure applied to number 19 will also increase the pressure on pressure point number 18. This is the point of choice for problems involving muscles of your inner thigh and what are commonly known as groin injuries. In sports that require lateral movement, players depend on these muscles for the stability of their knees. The muscles affected by pressure point number 19 are the vastus medialis and sartorius. The final pressure point is located on the bottom of your foot. To find the point, cross one leg over the other knee so that you can see the bottom of your foot. Locate the depression in the center of the sole, about 1/3 of the distance from the base of your toes to the back of the heel. Now, place a ball on the floor, putting the depression of the sole of your foot on the ball. Slowly shift your weight onto the ball until you feel the ache. The combination of this point and pressure point number 17 is excellent for relieving leg cramps. It is also the point of choice for people who experience foot pain after spending long hours on their feet. If you suffer from plantar fasciitis, a common cause of heel pain in runners, pressure at this point will relieve much of the pain and stiffness you experience while walking or standing. The muscles affected by this final pressure point are the abductor hallucis. Remember, acupressure points should feel achy when pressed, not painful. If you experience pain while self-applying acupressure, readjust yourself or the balls to lessen the pressure on the points. Apply acupressure techniques at least once per day as a means to keep your body relaxed and flexible. Repeat pressure point techniques several times per day when you experience chronic conditions such as arthritis, tendinitis, or repetitive strain injuries. Use acupressure prior to working out to properly prepare your muscles for the increased demand that exercise places on them. Abbreviate the pressure point routine when pressed for time by activating only those points that relate to your particular condition.
Massage and paying $50, $75 to have a massage done, and they were doing exactly the same thing as the balls were doing.
In the morning, after I first get up, I use them, and I also use them at night before I go back to bed. It has kept my lower back very healthy, and I have had no problems whatsoever.
It was a great advantage not to feel that you're going to be tied into driving to a doctor to take care of things that you can take care of yourself.
You know, it's surprising. It just, you know, you don't think of new things working all the time. You don't try. I'm not one to try new things. You know, but it works.